in the fire is the best part. This is the good time. The good time is when like the uncertainty, the hustle, that's the rewarding part.
You're more likely to have people in your life who will be there for you when you're down versus when you're fucking winning.
I finally like catch a breath and it's like silent. And I'm like, what do you have to say? She's like, would you have it any other way?
This entire business is something I feared.
They would have been very justified to look at me and go, what are you doing, dude? You're giving us 10%. You're equal partners. You know, you got to show it more. But they held me up.
As a team and individually, what's stretching you guys right now?
Real talk, real wisdom. All heart, all in. This is The Roxanne Show.
So on my flight here
to
come sit in this very special chair in this moment with you guys, I decided that my essay for the week, I publish an essay every week on Substack, that I would be kind of sharing a journal entry. And this journal entry would be about you guys and about this experience right now. This vision that I've held for now, so it's November right now, and December will be 8 years since I started podcasting, right? And I've had the vision of sitting here with all of you since I started my show. In fact, before the show, because my brother Arya Safai was a guest on your show in 2017.
Wow, it was 2017.
Not fucking wild.
It's a long time
ago. Oh, wow.
It's a long time
I
ago.
had so much hair back then.
I almost had hair back then.
Almost.
You had 17? Your voice was a lot higher, too.
You had muscles.
I have hair in 2017. Fuck off. Guy,
You had muscles.
I have hair in 2017. I did. I think I did. Wow.
Shit.
That's a long time ago, dude.
Well,
I'm pretty much the same guy,
it's
except for my
crazy,
teeth.
right? It doesn't seem like that long ago, but
No,
when you
it
think
doesn't.
about it,
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, 2025 right now. And, and I went back and I listened to that episode actually in preparation for this moment right now, which was so special for so many reasons. But he introduced me to you guys like, hey, I think you'd really like their show. And I was super into podcasting back then, right? I was listening to Tim Ferriss, Tom Bilyeu, and then tuned into you guys, and I was fucking hooked. And I was hooked for several reasons, some of which we will totally tear open and talk about today. Authenticity was number one. It's easy for me to feel it because that is just how I function, how I've always functioned, right? So it's Emerson's quote, "Those who live truly shall see truly." I really believe that, right? Yeah. Love Emerson.
Yeah.
And so I got so into you guys. And at that time too, I started lifting heavy weights. Finally, because my brother had been telling me for so long, and I grew up in the 80s. I was like, cardio, no, I don't want to get fucking bulky. That's why hearing about your daughter and lifting is super special, because I didn't grow up at that time.
No.
You know, it's different now.
Yeah.
And you guys, I believe, have a big part of, you have created so much impact in that way on just how, as a woman, I'll speak to it, how we feel about our bodies being strong and how to get strong. So
Thank you.
yeah, no, thank you. And so as I'm on the flight and I'm writing this essay, I'm like, fuck, man, this is so special because number one, I had this vision and it's now happening, right? Number two, you guys have been sort of like spiritual podcast brothers to me because Sal, it's incredible. And I want everyone to fucking hear this or watch this moment. But I remember before I launched the show, I did a couple of solo-sodes. I call them solo-sodes. And I sent them to you because you said, let me hear them so I can, you may not even remember this, but this is one of those moments where I'm one of those people, I never forget where I come from, ever, right? And you so graciously were like, let me listen. And you told me, you're like, you're a natural, you're going to do great. You even gave me fucking great advice that it didn't register, like how to get the show in the top 100, whatever. Anyways, but as I've been journeying now, again, close to 8 years, which is it's a big deal. So being here with you guys is a big deal because it reflects back to me that I'm fucking here. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But also what's been so special, and I really trust that you're going to feel this from my heart because it's the only place I fucking speak from. But I have been cheerleading you guys on in spirit this whole way through, and to see you, like to sit in your studio now, to know and witness all of your incredible growth is so tremendous, and it's so deserved. And I'll close on this before when I started thinking about the idea of success, whenever the fuck that was, maybe high school or I don't even know. No, it had to have been a little bit later when I started deeply thinking about what is success to you, right? Not society's ideas, because I've never subscribed to any of that, right? Maverick for sure. But like, what does it really mean to you, Roxanne? And for me, it's, I just want to be who the fuck I am. I want to evolve as authentically, because, you know, I was just telling Carrie, at 47 now, I've calculated this, I've lived like 10 lives. So I want to honor my authentic evolution. I want to be free to express myself. I want to be free, right? And to be free, authenticity is a huge part of it. And when I look at all three of you sitting here, you guys have fucking done it. And done doesn't mean you're done. There's still so much more to go, but you've truly done the thing. You have been you the whole way fucking through, and you've built from ground zero to a massive brand and business, which are really two different things. Yes, they go together, but they're two different things. You've done it with heart, you've done it with fucking soul, and you've done it with the deepest level of integrity. And I'm just honoring you.
No, thank you.
All.
What a compliment.
Thank
What a
you.
compliment.
Huge compliment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
awesome.
real.
Yeah. You got
I
me
love that.
speechless. Doesn't happen.
I know. Yeah. I get all emotional. I get all emotional. I feel that though. You know, I really do. I
Yeah.
think that we did do it our own way, and a lot of times that path is far more narrow and harder.
It is.
You know,
Yeah.
it takes longer, but it's so much more rewarding. You know, to sit here to be able to do this 11 years later and not feel like we've drifted from ourselves at all. We just talked about this on a recent episode, that how crazy it is and how insidious you can become the algorithm. And I think even people with good hearts and good intention, like they start putting themselves out there, and they start to get rewarded or liked or shared because they do a thing, and then it's like, oh, let me do a little more of that thing,
Right.
and then and it's just like this real slow drift from who you are, and then all of a sudden you get rewarded for it, and you get praised, and you get money, and you get success and adoration and all this stuff, and it's like, and you wake up one day and you're like, oh shit, like
Who am I?
who am
Yeah.
I? And
Yeah.
and you got all this attention, you got all this fame, you got money, all the things that you thought you were chasing, and you're so unhappy because you're not really yourself. I can't tell you how many really famous, popular people we get to meet and talk to, and when the mics are off, you can feel that energy from
You
them.
want to, I mean, if you want a little behind the scenes
Yeah,
on some
please.
of that. So I was just having this conversation with these guys. I was just driving, I was praying, and I was just thinking about how blessed I've been, and how I used to think how awesome I was, and realizing that a lot of it is, some people would say luck. I think it was just blessing to have these partners that would check me, and that we would check. We have so much respect for each other that we can do that, and it not be like this personal defensive. It might sting, but we do that for each other. And just behind the scenes, like relatively recently, we had hired, and I like sharing the story because it's not easy. We hired somebody who understood the YouTube algorithm, and so his job for us when we hired him was, I'm going to help your podcast do a lot better on YouTube. Now, we do okay on YouTube, pretty well on YouTube, but there's channels out there that are just, 3 million subscribers, and, the channel itself is generating all this revenue. And it's like, if we have this great show, this, great impact, like, are we missing something? Can we do something better and reach more people? So this guy gets on, and he's trying to help us with the algorithm. And so what he would do is he would send titles that he, through his, analyzing, would do well. And they would get more clicks and more views. And Roxanne, it felt not good. We could feel it. It didn't feel good. It wasn't the same. Now we would take his title and do it in our way, and kind of shoehorn so it was authentic, because we couldn't just outright be something else. But it definitely wasn't. We definitely took the compass and turned it a little bit, and we could feel it. We were getting more views, and we were getting more attention, but it wasn't feeling great. And I remember there was a point, I think it was our Christmas party. Justin and I are looking at each other, and I'm like, man, doing the podcast, it's been feeling sucky. he's like, yeah, dude. And I'm like, we're trying to follow the trend when what we've done from day one is either create the trend or miss big. Like that's what we've done. We're trying instead of
always
following.
done. Yeah.
And so we fired the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And we got rid of him and went back to, we're going to go with what we feel is helping people. And it's a billion times more rewarding. But it's hard because you run a business, you employ people, and it's really easy to say, well, it's going to reach more people. And if we want to reach people, then there's a better way to reach people. And maybe we can do it in this way or that way. But it was taking us away from what you're talking about, that authenticity, which, by the way, where that comes from, it's training people, coaching people. That's where we got that.
Didn't last very long though.
No.
How long did he last? 6 months?
No.
It was less than that, right?
No.
What did you say?
Was it
Doug?
like
6
8
months?
I think it was like,
Yeah, it wasn't long, bro.
No, it wasn't
it
very
wasn't
long.
long. Yeah, it wasn't.
But
long.
it didn't feel good.
I mean, that's why
It was
we
feeling
we
like-
felt it really quick. It was
Yeah.
just like we were open to this doesn't feel right,
Yeah.
but let's see. And it was just like, nah, it ain't happening.
No.
Yeah.
No, and that takes a lot of guts. It does to be able to, and maybe to the three of you, it doesn't feel that guts is involved, but it's really, like you said, it's so easy. And Adam said, like, you're getting more clicks, you're getting more views. You want this stuff, right? You want to grow, and you can rationalize with that part of it, like more views, more people being helped. You can even like position it that way.
Right.
yes.
But when you have a strong sense of self-integrity, I mean, you're in contention with your own, in that situation, you're in contention with your integrity. And I think that, and integrity is so special and so important to me. It's such a really important top core value attribute. And so I think it does take guts when you are in a business and you're in it to grow, to scale, and you find yourself in a situation.
You know how many
like that.
times we've said this in a meeting? Like one of us have said this. I think each of us at one point said something similar. It's like, I'll burn this down and start over so long as I could work with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, if it doesn't work and the whole thing gets destroyed, we'll start over. But I don't know if you could do this in the right way without that attitude, because otherwise you become tyrannized by this thing that you're chasing. That becomes you start to twist and shape all your either your morals or your goals towards this thing that you're aiming for, which is a terrible thing to serve. So
Yeah, it's almost, and kind of going back to that story, like it's a blessing that it didn't work.
yeah,
And we kind of talked about that as, because we do want to grow and we do want to reach more people and we want all those things, for the business. But if it's not who we are and it's not what we've been doing and
who cares?
who cares? It's not worth it. It's just not, it didn't resonate with us at all. And so we'd rather get the success from, knowing that we're helping people and we're doing things the way that we would do it.
Well, because I think you define success in that way.
Yeah.
Right? To do it the other way, sure, metric wise, maybe money wise, attention wise, somebody could say that's success. But to you three, and I'm with you, that's not successful. If you have to step out of your integrity and who you truly are, then what is that really? Mike, I have a question. So I've distilled, because first of all, I'm a street fucking philosopher, and all three of you
like
are
that
too.
title.
So we are going to go deep in philosophy here.
Cool.
So I like to think about ideas, play with them when I wake up at fucking 3:30, 4 in the morning, sitting there in the dark with my red light. And I was, recently thinking about relationships and what does it really take, and all kinds of relationships. So friendships, business, partnerships. What does it really take to keep the vitality of a relationship intact? And vitality, when I use that word very strategically, meaning, so it's kind of like health span, not just longevity, right? But like, how do you keep these healthy years going as long as they can, right? So in a relationship. And this was very bold of me because obviously relationships are super complex, right? But I have distilled it down to two factors that I feel play the largest role in the vitality of a relationship. Factor number one is the degree at which your consciousness aligns, and number two is your values. So my question, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And then there's a question that when you guys started, when you came together to start Mind Pump, do you feel that back then your consciousness and your values were already very much in alignment, and has, the past 11 years of you working together, has it just become more in alignment? What's your take on?
Ooh, that's an interesting thing. I would put something above those two things, actually.
Okay.
Selflessness.
Yeah.
At least that's.
I was going to say agape, which is sacrificial love.
Yeah, selflessness. I think that true selflessness. I mean, I think that's what served my marriage. I think that's what served this relationship. It's easy to say. It's harder to truly practice.
Yeah.
Right. To not count what the other person is or isn't doing and focus on what can I do for them. I think if you enter into any relationship with that attitude, what comes from that is this incredible, beautiful, growing relationship.
Yeah.
And sometimes that requires you to go through a period of time when maybe you don't feel like you're receiving a lot on the other end and you're giving so much of yourself. But if you truly believe, and that's the path to a deep, meaningful relationship, then it'll get there eventually.
I'll give you a personal, like a clear one example of what Adam's saying. We started the podcast, and I very shortly after got divorced. So this is 15-year marriage, 2 kids, devastating. And I brought my best here, which was 10%. That was the most I could offer my partners when I showed up. And I really, really cared about this business. I cared about my partners, but I was just crushed. And these guys held me up for probably years, probably 2 or 3 years, when I was giving, and knowing I was giving 10%, and that was the most I could give. And they held me up that whole time. And so in a traditional example of a relationship, they would have been very justified to look at me and go, what are you doing, dude? You're giving us 10%. You're equal partners. You got to show it more.
Yeah.
But they held me up.
Yeah.
They held me up. And I did what I could do, and there's things that I could bring, but it was 10% of Sal.
Yeah.
And that's all they got, and they held me up. So now the loyalty that it'll create, which they already had my loyalty, but after that, it's like they just solidified it. So that's, I think, what Adam's talking about with that. So
I sort of categorize both in the consciousness zone, though, because when we are higher, it's not better than every soul has their journey, right? And you are where you are. But if our souls, consciousness, are in more in alignment, then I do believe that the more that one's consciousness is expanded or elevated, we are also able to be less self-centric and to have that empathy and that grace and that patience, because I really believe that comes with being a higher conscious individual, right? So I kind of put it into...
Yeah, it's interesting though, because I think like what came to mind for me right away, why I wouldn't put it above the selflessness, is that, I mean, when we first started this, Sal was atheist.
Right.
That couldn't be farther from my consciousness and my belief.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a very deep spiritual connection and relationship with God, and have my whole life. And so he was very science-based and approached the way he
materialist.
looked. Yeah, very different than me. But yet we were able to still very much so align and connect on other values that I do agree that would be in a top 5 thing. Like, I think you have to have, because nonetheless, his value for people, his selflessness, his heart, those things were very much so aligned. And I mean, I had the pleasure of working with Justin long before all of this, and so I already knew where him and I were connected. Doug was a gift that came with Sal that I was unaware of until we get it. But it's interesting, like when I look back, I mean, we're celebrating our big 10-year, like it's officially will be 11, but we're doing our 10-year party, and then we did a lot of like video and special stuff that we're going to do. So we've been reflecting a lot on this. So it's interesting we're going this direction, because I've thought a lot about it. Like, it's crazy to think that, and we meet people, like we're doing this stuff with our trust and family stuff with this company. And the guy was telling me the other day when I'm talking to him, he's like, you guys are crazy. He goes, I've been doing this for like 40 something years, helped hundreds of businesses. I have never seen a 4-way partnership that you guys like, and I don't know if you know this or like, everything we have is a partnership. We have real estate, we have investments, we have stock, it's a quarter down the middle on everything. And it's impossible for everybody in this room to equally handle all that stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just, there is a brotherhood and a bond that anything that manifests from this is all of ours. And one guy can take a hiatus and only give 10%. One guy can take off for good. And we've already agreed that quarter of anything and everything of this is yours, and nothing breaks that. And, you know, it's interesting to think like, I don't know what it was that created that early on.
Well, I just to contribute to that, I think, you know, when we're talking about values, when we're talking about, you know, from a spiritual end of it, I think leaned more towards the values of it and saw the potential of where it could go, and knowing their values and really kind of picking up on their integrity and you know, I'm a very observant person, and so you know, this can come across like I don't, you know, talk all the time, or you know, maybe I'm, maybe I'm not as outspoken, but at the same time, it's like I am taking mental notes and I'm, you know, watching action, and really, that's what I'm most concerned with. You know, people can talk and say whatever they want to me, and it doesn't register unless I see it play out, and I saw that in them. And so, you know, for me, it was like, it was an obvious thing that you can build something great with that. Yeah. And I've seen this in teams that I've been a part of for sports. And there's like that core sense that everybody involved has this like desire to be great and to grow and to maintain these values that are really strong. And so it was a very similar, type of a aspect and vibe that I got like initially meeting them. So
Justin has a crazy gift of discernment. He sniffs out in somebody who lacks integrity from 10 miles away.
Yeah. He comes in so skeptical. That's why.
But he could just, you know, and mine's
very
pretty
skeptical.
Mine's pretty good, but his is like he's like, man, he's got that counter, which is really good. I think, you know, I'm trying to think about it. Because some of it was, I'll say a blessing, because some of it was like, this is hindsight. So now looking back, like, oh my God, like,
I know, right?
We didn't sign paperwork in this partnership for years.
Yep.
You know that? We ran this, how long did we run this business?
Handshake.
Before we officially wrote.
I don't think we have any official paperwork, Sal. Yes, dude. A real generic one.
Yeah,
a real generic one.
I think it might come from knowing that you don't deserve this. So because we're human, like we're all super flawed. Okay, so each of us, if we wanted to make a list of the things that you know, we probably could guess what annoys our partners about us. We could probably write a list, all of us. Like, I know that they hate it when I'm this, and I fail here, and we could all do that easily. And so it's like, you know, I don't deserve this. So when, you know, Doug or Justin or Adam does something, it's very easy for me to be like, whatever. Like, okay, that's cool. Like, you know, this is just.
It's so funny though, because we're all so very different.
Right.
Yeah. You know, because I mean, I resonate a lot with what Justin says, because we played team sports growing up, and I studied a lot of like military, like Navy SEALs and stuff like that. And like that brotherhood that they have, that bond and selflessness of like, you're the other guy above you at all costs. And that creates this unbelievable force. That's how I entered this business. Like that's the only way for it to just destroy anything in its path and be successful and that, like every great sport team, every great Navy SEAL team, they have that brotherhood. And so I think, and I know Justin relates to that because of playing sports. It's interesting to me that I feel Doug and Sal have that too, although they didn't really, like he played solo sport, but that like resonates with everybody. I feel like of this, like it's about there's times, and because you've listened long enough, so you've probably heard us express where I mean, Sal and I are like going at each other. I mean, if somebody could see what it looks like, people would be like, "Oh fuck, the whole company's going to end." Like, people would think it's like the end. I remember, I'm sure like Dylan could talk about the first time that he ever heard it. Like, he probably went like, "Oh shit, I'm not gonna have a job tomorrow."
I'm gonna go outside.
Justin just kind of like that the meme of what's his face who goes into the bushes, right?
I'm Homer Simpson just fading into the back.
I mean, there's countless times of us, but it's always for the good of the team.
And it's respect.
It's never about ego. It's never about I'm more now. And we both want it. Like, I want you to care that much that you're going to get in my face and tell me I'm wrong and prove to me I'm wrong. And I'm going to battle for what I think is right, not because I care for my ego, but because I think it's the right path for the business.
Yeah.
And so we all embrace that.
You know what's cool about that though? It's cool. So you ever hang around with like an old couple? Like a married couple that have been married for, this is my parents. I'll use my parents as an example. They're both now in their 60s. They've been married for 40 years. And I remember as a kid, they'd get in these blowout fights, right? Like marriage is hard, especially when you have 4 kids, immigrant family, the whole deal. Now I'll hear them bicker about things that used to cause blowouts, but it's different. It's almost comical. They don't take it nearly as personal. It's not a big deal because they've kind of grown together, accepted certain things. And so I'm just thinking back, like those things that, you and I, even Adam, you and I probably had the most, it happens less and less now. You don't notice, which is wild because we've been together, all of us have been together for so long that I think it's like an old couple. Like we're getting to the point now where there'll be like a few remarks and a little this.
Now it's just like a backhanded slide.
Whatever.
Well, I think what I hear and feel is you guys really trust each other.
Oh, yeah.
And trust and respect really go hand in hand. In fact, I'll say love does too, right? And so, even in friction moments, you can have at it because you trust each other. You trust that it's okay. It's safe to disagree.
Yeah.
It's safe because at the end of the day, you guys are on the same fucking team.
Right.
And team is really important and something I really wanted to talk about with the three of you. So I have this whole, again, deep thinker, created a podcast episode about it. Carrie and I talk about it all the time, but I really believe that there's a difference between teammates and friends.
Yeah.
And it can sound
Sure.
See, immediately they're like, exactly.
100%.
Tell me. From your perspective, what is that difference to you?
Well, they both include selflessness, but one of them has a goal, the other one doesn't.
Yeah, we're moving in a direction.
Yeah, we have a shared goal and mission that we're on. Friendship is different. Friendship is selflessness
and
love, companionship, there for each other. But you don't sit down with your friend and go like, we're trying to get here. Let's figure it out together. And so, there's a difference there. Both require, I think, a high level of selflessness, but the team also requires that we're rowing in a similar direction, which I think also more friction will naturally bubble up because there's more going on there. Friendship is like there's a lot more compassion and empathy and like, oh, they're going through it right now, not a big deal.
I'll go that way.
Maybe we don't talk for a couple weeks, get back together. It's like, but like we have to live with each other every day, no matter what. Because we have a very specific goal, and I don't care how mad I am at you or not or whatever. It's like I show up to the next day, or I get on these mics with you 5 minutes later, and it's like we have a goal to get after, and so there's definitely a huge difference.
I might not like you today, but we're gonna hang out, and work this out.
Like, you should see when Justin's in a bad mood. He's like this moody little chick over there. He's still.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? He just gets quiet. He gets even quieter. He gets even quieter.
I feel him a little harder.
And he grunts,
little steam,
and everything's heavier. Everything's heavier. Pushes the mic heavier.
I slam things
heavier. The door closes heavier.
This makes so much sense. I see it.
Like a tantrum. I get angry, dude. I'm allowed to get angry.
But I mean, everybody. But he gets the job done. Does his podcast. Shows up. Does what he's got to do. Gets through his shit. You know what I'm saying? And like a team does that. A team understands the goal is above each other, thyself. And so
Yeah.
even when there's, stuff bubbling or stuff going on, it's like we have a mission and we can't fucking let this simmer for 3 days.
Yeah,
So-
I really feel that teammates, because in my world, for example, and I'm just going to use Carrie, Gabrielle Lyon, also one of my sister's
Love her.
best friends, right?
Yeah, great.
If there's friction, if there's tension, you run towards each other. You don't run from each other, right? That's one thing. Another thing is her wins are my wins. Like I want I want all my friends. I want my loved ones to win, right? Shit, you guys are like, again, I'm like, I want you guys to win. You're winning. What I'm trying to say is that Carrie's independent wins, her desires that have nothing to do with me, they do spiritually because I love her so much. And her wins mean everything to me. And there's this, was it Simon Sinek? I think he talks about how it's less common for friends to celebrate your wins,
Totally.
right? Versus like you're more likely to have people in your life, your friends, whatever, who will be there for you when you're down versus when
Totally.
you're fucking winning.
Yeah,
right?
everybody wants you to be successful when you're the underdog until you pass them, and then they're not so excited anymore.
Right, exactly. So I think that also plays into.
Well, to me, that's what defines like a real true friendship. Like I definitely I have a lot of acquaintances. I have people that I would call friends, and then I have like real friends.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and even so I have these friends that, love to kind of root me along a little bit this, but they still want to make sure they're doing a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Until then they're different when you pass them. Then they're critical or they don't hang around as much. But then I have like brotherhood friends who can't wait to hear about the success or the things that you're doing. And they're inquiring, they're asking, oh my God, what?
Yeah.
You guys, and it's a different level of friendship,
Yeah.
and those are a much smaller number.
How has it been for you guys, being so public, growing massively in the public, in your personal lives? Like a couple things, like I'm so curious to how you manage privacy and connection out here, because that's a big deal for me.
Yeah.
And then how has it also been in terms of like personal relationships as you've been growing? Have certain relationships fallen out as a result of?
I get conflicted with the public part of it. It's conflicting because I like when people stop me and say, "Hey, man, you guys really helped me."
Yeah.
But then the other part of it is like I am very protective of my family. So if I'm with my kids,
Yes.
especially with my kids, I'm like, I don't want. In fact, if you listen to the podcast, you'll rarely hear me actually say their names. I'll refer to my oldest, my youngest, my 2-year-old, my 4-year-old, whatever, because of that. So there's a bit of a conflict, and I don't know if I'd ever want to be so publicly known that I get stopped all the time, all over the place, unless it was really benefiting people in a purposeful way, and then I could kind of tolerate it.
I thought we were really mindful about this, and I think we have a really good, healthy balance with it. Right? It's inevitable the amount of people we reach that you're going to get recognized. Right? We go into big cities or places like that. It's almost always that you're going to have somebody walk up to you or what like that. But we also, again, putting the business first. I mean, we didn't want to grow our personal brand. Like it was Mind Pump Adam, Mind Pump Justin. Like it's the brand first. None of us try and really grow our personal pages. That's just from the business growing. That's kind of naturally grown.
Yeah.
It's always been grow the Mind Pump media page. It's always about highlighting our staff and our people in front of us. Yes, we understand that people want more of us. And so there's times where we step forward and we do that. None of us had ever wanted to, this is also why the dynamic works where Sal can dominate the conversation and none of us care. Nobody wants the limelight. Nobody's like, hey, when we first started.
None of us desire that.
There was 4 of us, right? So when we first started, there was 4 of us. Craig Capurso. 4 hosts. And one of the first conversations we ever had off air was like, man, like I remember the first recording. We did 15 recordings that never made it to air before we launched with him. And looking back now, it's crazy because he would have fucked the whole dynamic up.
It would have been terrible.
Because one of the first things that happened was like after the first episode, he cared so much because he's been on covers of magazines. He was the most already well known.
he cared so much about equal airtime.
You know what he said?
Oh, wow.
He literally is like, all right, Sal, you talked a lot on that one, and the next one, Adam did this, and so the next one, I'm going to do
open
more.
this.
Justin, you're going to open it.
Like, I don't want
and
you
we're
to
like,
no.
what?
Yeah, all of us were
Wow.
like,
Who cares?
yeah, who cares?
Yeah,
I mean, that's not
yeah.
how
Let's
I'd
just
have a
make it good.
conversation.
Right.
So,
Right.
so early on, nobody wanted fame, nobody wanted attention. And I think because of that, we've had this really, and I also think it helped that it was like slow growth. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like overnight success for us. I imagine that would be
It's a
really
big part
hard
of
to
it.
be like a kid or a young person, and also we're older, right? And be not known, and then the next day you're a blockbuster movie and like
Yep.
millions. We had this like real, so like I remember like, hey, someone recognized me. Like it was like a big
got
deal. You know what I'm
pumped
saying?
up.
Like somebody knew who I was. That's
Yeah.
so crazy,
Yeah.
right? It was like that one time it happened, right? And then it like started to happen a little bit more.
We were also in
Yeah.
our 30s when it started.
Yeah, yeah. But I
Had we
mean-
done it in our early 20s, it would have been really, probably more challenging.
Of
Sure.
course, because it would have fed our ego more.
Yeah.
We would have
Yeah.
cared more about that stuff. But I think we figured out by the time we got to that place that none of us really wanted it or liked it that much. And so it's, and I think I'm probably the most open in sharing my personal life, I'd say probably out of
Yeah,
all of us.
probably.
Yeah, I'm the most public about that. And that's just, to me, that's more just kind of, I feel it's the most authentic part of me is like my son is such a big deal in my life.
You like doing it.
You're
And I-
very
and-
transparent.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but I totally get where Sal's very protective of that. And he's like,
That's
I'm
just
not,
a difference in personality.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm like, and I
Yeah,
understand
I'm
that
somewhere
what
in the
comes
middle
with-
of them, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
can
like-
see that.
You're the meat.
Yeah, and I'm the meat between. Anyways,
Delicious.
yeah. No, what I was gonna say is it's funny because I think that people listen to us like it's different because they actually know us.
Yeah.
It's not like we're these people doing an act or
Right.
like I'm not like out there juggling fire or whatever, dude. I'm not like trying to really hard to get your attention. Like you're finding me because you're growth minded and you're
Relate to you.
You're pursuing. Yeah, you relate to me on some level. My personality because it's really who I am.
Yep.
And so I don't know. When I meet people and they spot me out, it actually like I get excited about it because I'm like, oh, cool, you like what we're doing, and
Yeah.
it's helped you in some way.
You know,
usually,
it used to be so
Right.
weird, Roxanne.
What?
Early days when we would meet fans, we'd hang out with them, for a little bit, and they'd say, "You guys are just like you sound on the podcast. Like you guys are all
It,
so
like, trips
authentic."
them out. Yeah.
It was weird for us because I remember being like, "What do they mean? What do you mean? What do you mean I'm authentic? I'm just
Yeah.
like, what else would I be?" And then we would meet and interview influencers and stuff, and I'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Because
Yeah.
we turn the mics on and they become someone else.
They're different.
Right.
Just-
Then the mics would turn off and they would be someone else. I'm like, that's what they mean.
Yeah.
It just
Totally.
felt so strange to hear that because I'm like, what else
Sure.
would I do? Like,
I've heard that as well. And
Yeah.
then in my past career, working with, all kinds of fucking celebrities, right?
Right.
So I used to do, the red carpet, the Oscar makeup, right?
Yeah.
For everything, magazine covers. So I've seen it. And I don't have that gene. And I'm so grateful for this that like I've never given a shit about celebrities with all due respect to
Sure.
everyone's career and your talents and you're great, but I don't care. Care meaning I don't pedestal anybody. I can have respect for your craft, for what you've accomplished, but there's no hierarchy. I don't have that way about
Do you think
me.
that's because of your exposure, or were you think you were that way before?
No, I think it's how I,
You were before.
yeah, for sure. I
Because I'm
think
the same way too, but I think a lot of it has to do with my exposure.
Do you?
Yeah. My wife and I both have been around a lot of famous professional athletes, people
Yeah.
like that, and I've seen enough to and behind the scenes that how effed up they all are, and how much they suck at other parts of their life.
Yeah.
That it's like, oh, they're just hyper good at this one thing, but
Sure.
then I don't admire anything else.
Yeah.
And so I had enough exposure to that it doesn't. I don't get starstruck. I don't get excited. I don't think anything is. I'm like, oh, they're really cool at that
It's
craft.
great.
I can separate that, but that's because of my exposure, not because I had this innate like.
You don't think you have
Maybe.
because here's what I want to ask you
Okay.
just on that note.
Okay.
Because we don't have there's similarities in our upbringing, not fully, but my earliest years, lots of domestic violence in the house, like
Okay.
hyper vigilant. I'm
Okay.
the second out of five, older sister. I'm the second sister, and then my brothers trail behind me, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm their older sister.
Yeah.
And all of my siblings are as fucking real as it gets. Like authenticity is just a through line in my family. There's something about, I think, growing up in an environment too, in those earliest years where, I don't know, where you grew up in a house of violence.
Yeah.
Where shit's like, you just don't know. I don't know. I think it kind of.
No, there's good books on this. And the ability for you to read, like you're probably right. Like I have ability to read people really well.
That part.
Yeah, really well.
We had to learn that as a kid. You had to learn
Really
read risk.
well.
Yes.
I can meet somebody famous or not famous in a very short period of time and like sniff out stuff like that.
It's like animal fucking instinct. You can just read it really quickly.
Yeah. So that's a fair analysis. Yeah.
I mean, you still have to choose, I think, maybe, or this can go into a whole philosophical fucking rabbit hole, but, you still maybe have to decide if you're going to, value someone's status or not, even if you're reading them to be authentic or not. But I don't know. I think there was never anything glamorous or over special about, even though if you're somebody, you've done great things, you're in the public, but that doesn't mean you're better than anybody.
No, definitely not.
And that has, and I'm grateful to have that gene. And I feel that you guys operate very much in that same, Justin's like,
Always reading people.
No, and again, then this goes back to something I was saying at the start that I think is so important is, because you've really just been who the fuck, and I don't mean to just it like I'm putting it down. In fact, I think what you're doing is actually so fucking important because I think that more people need to see realness, need to also register this part that you can actually build a kick-ass, I like to call it, delicious life, like a life where you're truly thriving. On all different levels, your relationships, your business, financially, fucking health, and you're being yourself. You don't have to fucking juggle fire. You don't have to fucking,
terrible analogy.
I
was grasping for something.
You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
I think I would, even
I want to see you do it though.
he can.
I know. I believe it.
I think to put it differently, you will not have a truly successful life unless you're authentic.
That's right.
So having money, fame, things, relationships based on a lie is hell.
Yeah.
And so I like to communicate that to the younger generations. We have younger people that listen to us, especially fitness people. In the fitness space is very easy to be fake. And I try to communicate that to kids. It's like, first off, 99.999% of you will never accomplish a level of fame and money that you're worshiping. But even if you do, and it's based on a lie, you've now entered hell.
Yeah.
Because now you're getting adoration for something that you're not. You're working and making money doing something that you don't feel a deep sense of purpose behind, which is very hard to break free from. It's easy to break free from something that you're doing that's not giving you something worldly that also doesn't have purpose. You're like, what's the point? But imagine making millions of dollars bullshitting.
Yeah.
Now you're like, what do? I got to give up all this money to be authentic. And so you're in this kind of weird, twisted space that becomes more and more hellish.
Yeah.
So it's a myth. It's the same myth. And I like to use fitness because it's great analogies in fitness. It's like, you can't hate yourself into better health because hating yourself is unhealthy, right? So you can't be successful in the truest sense with real life satisfaction without being authentic. Even if you are the 0.1% that makes the money and the fame from doing so, you've put yourself in a very bad place. By the way, the evidence is there. I'm not just saying this philosophically. Look at the addiction rate, suicide rate of celebrities. Yeah. People who have access to all the things that we think are great, all the money and the sex and the drugs and the pleasure and the fame, and they're terrible. They're doing terribly. It's all public, so we know, but they're doing very poorly. So it's a myth. It's actually a myth.
Those are more of those values that probably back to your original start of this conversation that probably connected all of us because we all thought this way before we all got together. We had all arrived at that place in our lives, and so that's a pretty tight thing to be bonded at.
Totally.
So that
Yeah.
helps with your collective consciousness theory. I think that's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, aligned.
Yeah, very aligned.
Alignment.
In that for sure. So it's crazy.
So this is a fun thing that I did recently where I was calculating how many lives have I lived so far in my 47 years. I'm at 10. So you can read the book when it comes out. But in the span of your 10, but you said almost 11 years, right?
Yeah.
So
It'll be 11.
It'll be 11. Yeah. Okay. So in your 11 years together, how many lives have you lived? So essentially, like, how, with the core of who you are staying true, but your identities have expanded. They have evolved.
Sure.
They've shifted, right? Sure. They've had to be where you are now.
Definitely.
So
I feel like 2 within this tenure.
Yeah.
I feel like I've lived 2 lives in this 11 years. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I feel like you have too. I feel, will you?
Yeah, probably about 2.
I could get. I mean, I could be specific.
Well, you're
Yeah,
obvious.
yeah.
You're obvious because you were atheist, and then I mean that's.
Well, I would
that's,
say
that's,
obviously you became a father.
I became a father.
Yeah,
That's
I
exactly
thought
right.
about
When
that.
when we started this, I was saying things like I may never have a kid, and I'm on the complete opposite of
I
that
love being a
spectrum
dad.
now,
Right?
right?
Yeah. It
So
was a total shift.
that's why I say 2 lives in this 11 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, one of the big myths I would say that the world sells you that I believed is that your identity is tied up in what you do, your accomplishments, how you look, the people that you are attracted to, whatever. Like that's your identity, and so you go through life constantly shifting that in search of what your identity is. But to give you an example, let's say you're famous because you're a great singer. So that's your identity. I'm this wonderful singer. And then you have an accident, you lose your voice.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Yeah.
Who am I now? Or your identity is in your beauty and then you get older. Or your identity is in your business and then you retire. Or your identity is in your children and then they grow up and now you're at home without your kids. And so for me now, I mean, what I've realized now, which I think is true, is it's not about who I am, it's about whose I am. Who do I belong to? So my identity now is in Christ, and so He determines who I am, not me. And that is you talked about freedom earlier. That's very freeing. And so wherever I go, I know who I belong to. And does that mean? Of course, I'm going to grow and change. That's the process, but it's very difficult without that because otherwise it becomes this searching. And this constant searching. And I think eventually it reaches a fervor where you're grabbing, and then time runs out and it's like, what
So
is
is that
this?
2 or 3 lives in 11 years?
That would be 2. One before and one after.
Right.
Yeah.
Long ass answer for
She likes the deep
I know,
stuff.
I think
Oh, wait, but
We're
you
gonna go
came
there.
into
We
this.
all said 2.
We'll go
Just
there.
on the
Was that
record.
2 or 3?
I said
I
Oh,
don't
I
know.
like it. I like getting
down.
granular.
It was a million.
Is that 9? You know what I'm saying? How many is that?
Well,
right
you
there?
came in just freshly divorced.
Yep.
Right. So you still think it's 2?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? I could give you a list of 15 if I look back. I mean,
Wait, what is it?
I mean, I don't know, general manager, fitness guy.
Well, no.
entrepreneur.
Well, no, I
11
mean, like,
years.
in this-
11
in this-
years. Just in
yeah,
our
yeah.
11 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because, of course, I could think of a ton more, but I'm
I know,
thinking of like
yeah.
in our window together.
Well, I would have.
Yeah, I was like an
I would have
athlete way back in the day.
I would have never.
We're not going to count that. Yeah.
I would have never got married again. That's what if you asked me that after my divorce. Never again.
You said it.
I would have never again. Definitely had more kids. Never put myself in that situation where I could lose. Being with them, all the time. Like never again. So that was a massive shift. Are you kidding me? The fear that.
Yeah, you may have had like 4, bro.
Might have.
Yeah, you might have had like 4.
I might have.
Like married, divorced, I'm not going to ever have kids again,
Yeah,
married,
yeah,
kids,
kids.
atheist. Yeah, maybe he's like 6.
Yeah.
He's like 6. I think, Justin, you're like you and I too.
Yes, too.
Yeah, what-
I mean,
Yeah,
unless
what's
you count
yours?
heavy metal and playing music. And,
What would divide
Yeah.
your 2?
I guess it's more of like a confidence of being myself. And so it's more like, I guess it.
You do have a lot more swag now.
Yeah, definitely a lot of swag.
A lot more swag.
You were still hot back then.
I extracted that from you completely. I was just-
I'll stop. You didn't think you got
all of
credit.
Sal's
You
words.
gotta-
So it just, I became part of you guys. But yeah, I think for me, it's just been, trying to figure out how to not project myself in terms of how I thought too much about how it was being received, like, and how like I could filter my words and how I could sound. And so it was just a very, like, I was conscious of everything I was doing as opposed to like just being in the moment and like letting it out. And so I think one is reserved and one is like less reserved.
I totally can see that. Now what you got me thinking is,
For sure.
do you remember when you settled into that version of you? Sorry, I'm hijacking
That's
your
a great fucking question.
We'll jump in here.
You got a bunch of
I
podcasters
love
on your podcast.
No,
That's what
this is
happens.
brilliant.
When did you? Because I think I have it, and I don't want to say
3 weeks ago.
Because
Give me some credit.
I totally feel like there was a major transition of that version of you where you were like overthinking what you said. If I said enough, do I need to like? And then there became the chill Justin. Like,
Yeah.
I might just sit and not talk this whole fucking podcast if I don't feel like it.
It's happened.
And so you did settle into that.
Yeah.
When did you remember when you felt that transition?
Yeah, I think I put a lot more emphasis on, and I told you guys when I was going through that process of like when we had what's it called, the guy that used to do like improv.
That's
Thank you.
totally what I thought. Okay, so that's
So
what I thought it was.
You
I
went
think
and
that
did
was the
stand-up
catalyst for it,
Yeah.
but because I was thinking, because I would throw little witty quotes in there whenever you guys would go on your rants, and I was getting a lot of feedback that like there was some humor there, and so I was like, maybe I got to work on that. Like, I don't know, maybe I should be the funny guy, or I don't know, like I've never done it before. Like it's just like I'm not a stand-up comedian or anything, and like it's not pre-planned. This is just like what comes out.
Yeah.
And so I was like, maybe I could work on that and figure out how to work on that specifically, so it's a skill. And then I was like, nah. But yeah, that started the catalyst for me to realize, well, I could just say whatever and I'm gonna be okay, because like what comes out, like maybe it's not perfect, but it wasn't horrible. It wasn't like I felt later on like I totally regretted that. That's the thoughts that would go through my head as I would say things on the podcast. It was just like, oh my God, like somebody's gonna hear this and be like, what the fuck? You know?
So that's when I felt it. I didn't want to say that first because I wanted to hear what you had to say, but that's when
that was huge.
I thought I felt
that was huge.
and I remember commenting to Katrina, I'm like, oh man, Justin is just like, when we went through that whole process for almost a year, huh? Do we have a year? Yeah, maybe. For a year, we used to have an improv coach.
It's amazing.
Every
We do it
Monday
before podcasting.
that we used to, that was how we would, and it was so out of the
These
box.
improv games.
Yeah, there were all these games. We have our every Friday now. It's Friday, right? Yeah. We do it for our staff. So our trainers will do it just for communication skills.
So
It just
Team building.
It's so helpful.
it would just warm us up, loosen us up like that, and it really did help. I thought, and I really noticed a difference on John. I think it helped everybody, but that's when I felt like you fully settled in on and so.
Right.
So you just basically let yourself out. It wasn't necessarily, adding anything as much as it was allowing Justin.
I don't think I really like adopted a new identity.
No, yeah.
Yeah, because like I was
You
a
took the breaks out.
father.
Maybe you just let out more.
settle in.
You took off the brakes.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
And two, it's definitely built a lot more confidence and gave me that ability to articulate and to communicate better, and just being around them's even helped that quite a bit, just because it's like it's that pressure cook. Just being here has been such a learning experience for me. But yeah, I was a father before kind of coming in, so that was interesting. And, and so I actually related with Sal a lot with that, but then Adam became a father. And so it was like everything kind of shifted and molded. And then, and then we all kind of were spiritually aligned now. And I'm like, whoa, what's happening? We're becoming Voltron. This shit is getting weird.
No, you didn't. Yes, you fucking did. You just went Voltron. That was
the old
such
references.
It's
that's
the
all I have.
best. No, it was a fucking great cartoon. That and Thundercats. I was
it
just
doesn't get
all
better.
day.
I stopped with Voltron.
I love it.
Well, what it's curious about, so as a team and individually, what's stretching you guys right now?
Oh, having a staff of over 30 something people and leading something this big.
We've had a big pivot in the company.
Yeah, huge pivot.
Yeah.
Huge pivot.
Because you.
Well, business wise, we're at a real. So we here.
I believe, or we believe, that we are in a crucial time where the consumer is going to seek one of two things. Either you're going to go in the direction of all the things that AI has to offer, which is incredible and very accurate and good for a lot of things and going to be cheap and all these things. And then there's going to be people that value high touch and humans to like, I know it's more expensive. I know it's more effort. That's okay. I value human connection and value that so much. Yeah. And it was very clear what was going on in our business because we have digital products that we sell that do not require human at all. And watching it plateau and then start to dive and realize that AI is going to really start to consume that side, which was our baby, what we built this business off of. And so it was, we have to get back in touch with our people and actually making human connection again. And we have to do that through, and since we're so big, we can't possibly do that ourselves. We have to do that through personal trainers and getting back to actually training people one-on-one and meeting with them and like that human connection.
Yeah.
And so we saw that last year and we made the massive pivot to focus in that direction. And so we've been scaling that. And the bottleneck to that is bodies. So the only reason why that's not 3x the size already is because we need about 50 trainers to support the volume that we can handle. And we're at 17 right now. So
we want really good coaches.
Of course.
So we're not going to try to speed up that process.
Yeah.
We want to really, and that's, there's another reason too, Adam's like, that business was there for us a long time ago. But we were all trainers. Remember, we were coaches and trainers for a long time before we started this. So we have a lot of respect for what good trainers do. Sure. I mean, a good trainer will change your life.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trainers out there, but good trainers, there's not a ton. And so it's like, if we offer this service, it has to meet that standard.
Sure.
And so we just weren't ready to, put the time and effort.
Well, that's right to her point, right? That's like, we knew that would stretch our capacity. Like selling digital programs.
Yeah, you write a program, put it together, sell it.
Like it's evergreen.
Right.
People are buying every day by the hundreds. We don't have to think about it. I mean, we have a customer service team that handles people that call in. Or
It was a rad business.
Yeah, it was a very rad business. Very cool. I mean, but we knew the monster we were setting out building if we're gonna get back to having people and trainers and and we stayed away from it for so long because we knew how much it would stretch our capacity to do it.
Yeah.
But it became very clear that it was either or, and none of us want to go all AI direction.
But it's been so rewarding though.
Oh,
the
incredible.
culture that it's just
it's awesome.
Oh my God.
We used to come to work and there used to be just the four of us. Yeah. Quiet and for years. It was like that. So the energy in here is nuts.
It's just crazy to see how much
it's beautiful.
Super cool vibe.
And the culture that's building and just you talk about purpose. It's strengthened even more now because the impact that these coaches and trainers are having. Because I'll hop on some of these coaching calls, show my face, hey, what's happening? And I hear what they're doing, and it's just, wow. It's
amazing.
I get the chills.
But it's definitely, I would say, wouldn't you guys all agree that, you're working harder more and stretching your capacity more today.
It doesn't feel like it though, because it feels so great.
It's rewarding.
It's so fun.
But the level of work and effort, so we're definitely being stretched right now. We're
running. For sure.
More than we have in a long time. We were cruising for a while there. There was a couple of years there where
we got a little fat.
Business was kind of on a rock. Yeah, we got fat and happy.
A little bit of chunkiness.
Yeah. But you guys value challenge.
Yo, absolutely.
Right? Like you guys, it's fuel, right?
Yeah. It shook. We fired our marketing company. We let go. Like it woke. We needed it. We all look back and we go like the best thing that happened to us was the challenge and being because it forced us.
That's right.
To grow. It forced us to stretch our capacity. Yeah. And we liked that. So it's like, and I know, we all know that, we'll look back 5 or 10 years from now and like in the fire is the best part.
Always.
This is when you're in it in the journey, like once we win again and we're on the top and whatever, and we build that whole side, like that's cool and all, but it's like, this is the good time. The good time is when like the uncertainty, the hustle, that's the rewarding part. And remembering that, right? Trying to be present
and go like, even as stressful as it can feel sometimes, because you have this responsibility of so many people and the weight of that, but then also remembering like, yeah, that's why I get up every day. It's like, that's cool that like there's a lot riding on the line. I love that. It's this part that I love.
You have to have a lot of emotional discipline, right?
Yeah.
And that really relates back to mastery of self.
Yeah.
Right. To not let your emotions just have their way with you, to really, obviously.
You ever hear me tell the story of Katrina, the call that I gave her in the truck on the ride home when I was bitching about Sal?
I knew it was about me.
Wait, I've heard
You never said it was
stories.
about me. I knew it was about me, though.
Wait, can you say it? Because I've heard stories.
He's told the story and never said it was me.
He said the business,
I knew it was me.
aka Sal.
That's funny. If I never
slipped out that time, bro.
Slips. We got.
I don't
We all
Sam's got
knew
loose lips
anyway.
over here a little bit too much. Yeah, so this was like we were at this studio, so it was definitely within this time frame. So it had to have been about 6 or 7 years ago, somewhere around there. And typical day, I'm frustrated with Sal. I'm cussing him out as I'm driving home. Motherfucker, wish he would do this and wish and like I'm venting, right? And there's other things going on. It wasn't obviously just Sal. There's a lot of stuff that we had a lot of pressure going on at that time, and I'm venting to her, and I've got her on my truck speakerphone. And I'm probably ranting for like 7 minutes straight or something like that. And then I finally like catch a breath, and then it's like silent. And I'm like, hello? Are you there? She's like, yeah. Are you done? And I'm like, well, yeah. What do you have to say? She's like, long pause. Would you have it any other way? And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, God damn, you're right. Like, if it was easy, it would be no fun. If I wasn't frustrated and trying to figure it out and anybody could do it, like it would be lame.
Yeah.
And I had this. It gave me a whole another level of appreciation for my partners, the struggle, all that. It's like, dude, of course I don't want it to be easy. Yeah. There'd be nothing rewarding at the other side if I didn't have those moments of like, oh, this is hard, or I'm frustrated. It's like, and she's like, would you want it any other way?
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn, you're right. Right?
She's
You're right.
badass.
Oh, she is badass.
That's I love those bottom line moments.
Oh yeah.
Because they just settle everything.
Oh, totally.
Right?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Super pivotal moment for me in my journey and walk through all this stuff like that. Like, cause there's obviously been many of other times for many other reasons where I felt like that. And I always draw back to that moment of like, she's right. Like, this is the part that I like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it was so easy that everything fell in line and every decision I made worked out perfect, how boring would that be?
Right.
And so I always draw back to that in any moment that we're having of just like, hey, would I want it any other way? No, hell no. Like the fact that it's hard is what I love.
I relate to that deeply. Yeah. You know, a lot of people, I've said this before on the podcast a lot, but when we think about uncertainty, and I get this because especially in my 20s, it's like you want so much control. You're trying to create certainty out here in uncertainty, or that's what we think we want, right? Until you start to understand it's actually not. First of all, you don't want certainty out here. That's boring. That's like the Twilight Zone. That's some fucking weird ass shit where basically there's no magic. There's no possibilities. There's no miracles or fucking any of that, right? What we want is certainty in here, certainty in self, that no matter what I'm going to navigate out here in this uncertain terrain of life, that I'll be okay. I'll find a way to thrive. Fuck, I'll get better. Every time, like take punches, get up, you're better for it, right? That's the part that I think if more people can register, it's not about out here. I want the open playground of possibilities. But what do I need to do to feel more certain? And certain doesn't mean I have all the answers. It really just means I trust myself, right? And I will do, for me, it's always about the heart. What my heart is directing me towards, I will have the courage to take that step forward into uncertainty, knowing that no matter what I'm going to face, it's going to be good for me. Yeah. So long as I'm looking at it that way.
It's also a myth that there's certainty anyway. You don't know. And so it's also just you get caught in that game of trying to control the outcome. You're gonna hit a wall because there is no certainty anyway.
No.
So it's not a choice of, your way is better than the other way. There is no other way.
There is no other way.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, otherwise you get stuck in this trying to control everything all the time.
And then you're fear-based.
Oh,
right?
absolutely fear-based.
Yeah.
And you're clinging on to every single, you can create probabilities.
Sure.
But there's no certainty. You don't know.
So what limiting belief / fear, each of you, what's been maybe the biggest one or one that comes top of mind when I even say that to you in the last 10 years that you've had to re-script, let go of, evolve to be the men that you are in this moment?
That's one of our problems. We're deliriously confident.
Yeah.
That's definitely another one of those like all of us are unbelievably. I mean, just have a very strong self belief. That's probably one of the most attractive qualities that I've found in all these guys is that we're gonna suck.
Yeah.
This is gonna be hard. We're not gonna be good at it. So what? Like
what else?
Everybody in here has made peace. And I feel this way at almost any crossroad that they've had in their life with the worst outcome. Well, what happens if this thing doesn't work out, or what happens if we then we'll do this, or we'll figure it out. Like I'll be alive still. We'll be fine. Everybody has that in here. Everybody has that, and so. At least I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn and everybody.
No, you're
else,
right.
I just don't like. I can't think of a thing where I have.
I don't know. There's this kind of like, I mean, I could even create a scenario where everything blows up, but I'm with these guys, and
that's what I mean.
And we're walking through fire.
Yeah.
And that's
like
fun.
strip it all from me. Like okay,
that's,
cool.
That's
cool.
We
used to say that. We used to say like
as long as it's in slow motion.
Yeah. Just holding hands.
He's badass.
Oh, I know.
Well, you know what comes to mind through my heart when I hear you say that is honor. There's a lot of honor in this room. You guys really, you carry a lot of honor independently, but especially also for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More of that Navy SEAL stuff.
Yeah, there you go. No, I get it.
No, I love that.
Yeah, it's palpable for me. Like I feel it deeply, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Actually, limiting beliefs. You're not off the hook.
I don't know if there's a
breeze past
I know that
or fear, something that you had to read.
You know what could be a limiting belief? Probably less so now, but now I'm at least aware that it's there. Is that I could do anything I put my mind to. I can make anything happen. Nothing can stop me. That's a lie. That's a myth. That's a myth that a lot of us believe. The truth is I don't know everything. The truth is I can't do everything. And the truth is that I'm going to need to rely on other people. And so
But the final truth of that is that I'll be okay.
I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
But if you know that would have been a limited belief before, for sure, that I can do anything, which sounds so awesome and empowering until you're met with the reality that life is going to throw at you that you can't.
Yeah.
And it's something's going to happen, and you're going to be in a place where it's like I can't do everything on my own.
Right. So humility really comes in.
Huge.
And allows you to be more like you can kind of surrender more, which then gives you more freedom.
That's right.
I love that word humble with us too, because I think that we have this weird ultra confident, cocky, yet humble at the same time personalities.
Yeah.
Everybody does. Everybody in here has this like
I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's very felt, and it's been the whole way through. As you know, early adopter.
Some people misread it sometimes, but like someone like
but
you.
But you know what? I think that has a lot to do with the person reading.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah. You're
I
in
think
tune
there's
like
something
that.
to be said about. I just fucking put something up about this the other day. Like, have conviction in what you're saying. You can still be humble. You can still have humility.
Totally.
And in fact, I think that sometimes people are like, "Oh, I'm just trying to be humble." It's like, no, you're just not sure about what you're actually hiding right now.
Yeah.
You're using the idea of humility.
Yeah.
But it's not true.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, no judgment, but like the more honest.
Confidence would say, I'm scared right now, but here's what I think.
There you go.
That's humble confidence.
Yeah.
Not saying anything is just fear.
Yeah.
There's a difference there.
Yeah, I think, well, that kind of goes in line with what I was going to say is really like this entire business is like something I feared. So if you're going to go that direction, like for me, I seek that out though. And that's been my MO since athletics, since I was a kid. And because I know on the other side of that, what that looks like, and I grow and I become stronger, and it helps me, builds my confidence, and it just builds me up as a person. And two, I know I'm going to be okay because of the discipline and the practices that it takes to become better and to become good, and to then further, get into the point where you could consider yourself really good at something.
Yeah.
There's a process to that. And so I always knew that in different directions. I wasn't real excited about the prospect of talking all the time initially, but over the years, it became more fun. It became more natural. All these things like, it started to get, it resonated more with me, but initially it was like fear, panic, all these feelings.
Yeah.
But I know that the more I chip away at it, I was very confident it would get better.
That's one of my favorite quotes. On the other side of fear resides success. I mean, it's so true. You've lived your life that way. I feel the same way too. Like run towards it. Another thing that's connected us. I mean, we continue to unpack all these things that
Very similar.
are very
you guys have
powerful.
that same trait for sure.
Well, what's in your journey so far? Has there been moments where you weren't sure, where things like maybe there was rejection or things that came in to your experience as you're on this journey and you're building that shook your confidence?
I want to give you something, but it's really hard because that's part of why this works so well. I do. Like,
there are definitely moments where we questioned if we're making the right decision or going in the right direction.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
but not shaking our confidence.
Yeah,
like,
totally not.
Okay.
Yeah, where it's like, are we
Because
going to be?
even the story you brought up with the guy, we were very uncertain about that. There was disagreement, argument around should we not? Sal pushing back, me going, come on, we need to figure it. Let's just try this. So there was uncertainty there. But again, also part of that discussion was making peace with the worst outcome, and we'll solve it. It's like, hey, if it does and it's wrong, we'll feel it. We'll fire the guy. We'll move on, or it'll work. It'll feel good, and we'll know it. And so let's just go. Let's just agree. And so that's one of the things that works really well is that when we disagree on stuff or there's uncertainty, and maybe one guy steps forward and feels he has more confidence in an area, the other three submit and go like, okay, like you make the best argument. You feel right about it. The key to that is that when that guy makes the wrong decision for the business and it fails,
we all own it.
we all own it.
We all own it.
It's not, I knew you were wrong. We should have done that.
No.
It's like, because
We all
nobody
failed
thinks
on
that
that
way.
one.
Nobody thinks that way. We
Celebrating success.
Porn
is
ads
easy.
were a bad idea.
Yeah, somebody comes up with a great idea and then it crushes. It's really easy to be like, we made a great decision, guys.
Sal takes credit for all those
But,
ideas.
yeah, that's right.
For sure.
That's right.
For sure. Right,
I
Justin?
came up with all of them.
That was such a good idea.
Shut
These are all
up,
good
dude.
ideas.
This is
I think Justin
this
brought
is
that
not.
up. Pretty
Is this
sure.
true?
The collective idea. We've already
This is like,
given that.
I think it's just my ADD. I forgot.
now what we
I'm
do is like
blaming
one of our
Yeah,
great
you're
ideas. We're like, hey, Sal, that was a great idea. What do you think?
That's what
You know
saw me.
what's so funny, and I just want to, as a woman, this is important to say. You guys are really this. You really have a beautiful balance, harmonization of your masculine and your feminine energies. You really do, because you guys are boys. I see it. Like even in that moment, it's Sal. But there's such a strength to you guys. It's not postured. It just is. You guys just like, again, I can go super poetic because that's just me, but it's like your spines are really tall and strong, but you're not sticking your chest out. You don't have anything to fucking prove. You're you just are. And even the love that is so felt for each other. I mean, that to me, I just equate it to like, you guys are directional, you're logical, you have your, sarcasm. This is like, you're very masculine. But then there's that empathy, that compassion, that selflessness, that, the creativity together, the feminine. And it's so beautiful, especially in these days there's a lot of talk about masculine energy and toxic masculinity and all that fucking, and I'm like, you know what? Just like here, just have a look.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying it. It's my fucking show. Here's 3 fucking men who just, you don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything. You embody it. And I really just want to recognize all of you for that. It's beautiful. You guys are fathers. I think you guys are bringing the whole fucking cool dad thing like back into, into consciousness, into, it's beautiful. I mean, amongst all of the, radical things that you've shifted so many lives. Not shifted, shifting. It's happening still. And then on top of that, just what I just shared, I think you're a beautiful example of men who don't have anything to prove. You're driven. You're very heart-centric, and it's just it's needed. I think that this is the shit that should be on the front pages and highlighted and fucking going viral. This stuff right here.
Talking about the toxic masculinity thing, really curious from a woman's perspective. Do you think that is because that they lack the feminine energy side? That's where that comes from? So what is it about that doesn't come off toxic? Okay. Sitting in this room with 4 very alpha dudes, right? It doesn't come off that way. Is that what it is, you think? And then when it does come off as toxic, is it because it lacks that feminine energy? What would you say?
I think there's just a suppression of sort of the principles and the aspect of the feminine in men that carry that trait. Like, for example, you're, and I speak about all of you, you don't need to posture your strength, and that in of itself shows a softness about you, but softness is not weakness, right? There's nothing delicate about any of you, right? But I sense and feel your softness because it's alive within all of you. You have no problem with that part of you. And that makes you very strong without trying. Yeah. And that's just one example, right?
Yeah. One of the best, you mentioned something about fatherhood. We all will remark on this. The best compliment we ever get, ever, is when a caller calls in, young man, and he says, I didn't want to be a dad, and now I want to be a dad.
Yeah.
All of us, when we hear that, we're just like, oh, yeah.
For sure.
And because I think men and women have been lied to for a long time, but men, I think for a long time have really bought into a terrible lie, which is that fatherhood is
a burden.
Dedicating yourself to one woman, boring, ball and chain. That responsibility is terrible. Freedom is no responsibility. Go be the rich jack dude that bangs a bunch of chicks and never has kids and doesn't want to have any responsibility. Like a terrible lie. And if that's what you want to do, then everybody do your own thing. But I think a lot of young men for a long time bought into that.
Yeah.
And that's toxic masculinity.
Totally.
It's not real. It's projected fake media masculinity. It's overcompensation. So and I think you want to develop good masculinity. I'll tell you what, there's 2 things. Well, personally, we trained a lot of people, and most of our clients were women. So if you want to be an effective trainer, you have to figure out how to work with clients very well. And if most of your clients are women, you got to figure out how to communicate,
connect,
and understand and listen and all that with women. The second thing is men need to be around other good men. We need that.
Yeah.
A man without good men around him is undisciplined and wild. What I mean by that is there's no containment, no structure to his strength and his aggressiveness and his drive that we can have inside of us. But when you're around good men that you respect, these guys can check me like nobody else.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And so men need that. And a lot of men are isolated. A lot of men don't have that. A lot of young men don't have that. They're either in their rooms on video games or stuck on pornography. They're not out there talking to women. They're not out there trying to build themselves. And they're not with other men that are doing that. And you get that in teams sometimes. Sports teams will do that. You'll hear sometimes young men will tell you like a really transformational time in their lives when they got on that football team, the great coach and the team built it. It's because you got to be around other guys that, iron sharpens iron. That's an old saying. So you got to be around other guys that'll do that. And that's oftentimes when you meet a man like that, it's because he's been around other men like that.
I feel that. It's a perfect segue to a question. It's kind of like a see me moment. So I'd love for each of you to go say about each other. So I'll give you an example. Justin, I would love for you to highlight something about both Sal and Adam that maybe
We're gonna make us cry.
Get us emotional here. Come on.
Come on, dude.
but, well, good. Right in time for your 10-year.
Well, good. I get to go first.
Wait. No, highlight
Make you
something
guys
about them
cry.
that maybe that they under recognize themselves for, like something really wonderful about them that maybe they don't give themselves enough credit for.
Yeah, it's really funny that we're kind of going this direction because we have been working on a video for our 10-year. And
Am I stealing it for me?
Well, those are the questions.
Oh, really?
It's very similar.
yeah.
Very similar
Listen.
question.
So none of us have heard.
None of us have heard
Yeah,
these.
none of us have heard.
Spoiler alert.
It'll be a spoiler
So you're
alert.
gonna get it
But
out before. Yeah, but
I mean,
we
it's
all have
kind of-
said it.
Your
it'd be-
January
good, warm us
release,
up,
so
man.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same.
wanna get
And
hit
you
all
guys were
once
worried I
and
wasn't going to say anything nice. And I said, of course I said something nice, dude. Whatever. I'm not the most sentimental guy, but I can be, at times. But no, what I said was just a few things. Like Sal, for me, it's funny because he knows, like in the beginning, like I'm a very skeptical person, new people, like especially if like somebody's charismatic. I think for me, it's like there's a little bit of reserve to really, get to know that person further. But he won me over pretty much immediately after that, just in his character and his integrity and just his care and his passion. I think for me, one of the biggest things is just like how passionate he is. Like he is just such a passionate person, and that translates to so many different things. And it's family, and it's like this caring, compassionate Sal that like not a lot of people see. I mean, you get it a lot on the podcast. You can see him talk to people, that call in, and it's just like again, he's a very masculine guy, and he's like jacked, and he's huge guy, and all this, and then he's like also like he could be like my mom, like sometimes like he just like he's like really concerned, he like actually cares, and you don't get that from a lot of guys. So I think that's like a really awesome trait of his. I think for Adam, I kind of had a couple things. I've known him a bit longer, but the main thing with Adam is just his unfiltered truth. Like he is like the most honest person I know. Like some people might take that the wrong way. It might be abrasive, might like never been abrasive to me. Like tell me exactly what it is. Like I can deal with it. And that's just how we started our relationship. It was just like very honest, and he's never changed, and he's always, and so I know his true intention is much like, even if he's like angry or like, yelling, or I know what he's trying to do.
You can read between the lines.
I can read between the lines. I know why. And I know this is for an intent. And then my mind always goes, I know him so well that it's like, I know like his intent with this conversation. Yeah. I know his intent with raising his voice for this person. I know his intent, for doing something behind the scenes that nobody knows about, like I know a lot of like, anyways, there's a lot there, but it amounts to, I guess if I have to like put on one thing, it's like people don't get to see like how radically honest he really is, like with everybody, like in like business people, it's pretty remarkable. But yeah, and so I don't, you want Doug too, or do you want to?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, he's like, no. Yeah, no. For Doug, like again, like I relate a lot to Doug just because of being a solopreneur and like kind of like owning your own shit. Like I've always been able to really manage myself really well, and by proxy to that, like I was able to kind of manage and lead people. But like I was always like, yeah, whatever, but I'm doing it, and hopefully you do this too, and you do it well. But really, I'm going to handle my business and to that degree, and Doug's just the kind of personality, like he's on top of things. He's doing things constantly. But he's very like calculated with his delivery for, like, again, we kind of call him the Zen master for a reason, because he's kind of like, he'll say the right thing sometimes in the midst of like conflict, and bring us back to like, okay, well, let's get back on track. Like let's move back on the track and get and go forward. And he kind of knows how to steer us when the emotions get high, and so I value that a lot, his calmness and his presence that he brings in here. So, and to just, him just being he's also, a very caring person, like very, very much so. So he thinks a lot about other people. So I've noticed that a lot.
Well said.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well fucking said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get me choked up. I'm the most likely to cry these days.
Yeah, 100%. But you get me if you go, so don't do that, dude. Please, God.
Man. All right, I'll start with Doug. He's just a good man.
Yeah.
He's a really. I'm gonna go already. You got me, dude. He's a very good man. I remember when I started
Roxanne.
I started training him, and I remember meeting his daughter for the first time and realizing that she wasn't his biological daughter. He talked about her and loved her in a way that I would have never guessed. And he's one of the best fathers I ever met. And he is a very quiet leader. And he does it in such a gentle way. He lets us be knuckleheads. He let us be knuckleheads for a long time. And he gently steers the ship with a lot of wisdom, because he knows that it's the only way to steer the ship. So, that's Doug. A lot of wisdom. Justin is a rock. He's very solid. He's probably the most solid person I've ever met. Also an incredible father, very humble. He doesn't toot his own horn ever. If he hates it when we toot his horn. And I don't think we do it enough, because I think it makes him uncomfortable. So we try not to make him uncomfortable. But just incredible, solid integrity. And, Justin's the guy that, it's a terrible example. You killed somebody, he'd help you, he'd help you bury the body. That's a terrible example, but I mean, but that's just Justin, and what he brings to people love him the most, and their read is correct. They have a very accurate read on Justin. So if you love him, it's because that's him. He's a lovable guy, great guy, super loyal person. So just solid. I think of Justin. I think of a rock for sure. Adam's the gas of the operation. So he's jet fuel and drives a lot of what happens here, whether he points the direction or not. He's the gas behind the whole thing. He's Adam. Also incredibly loyal, like no question. You have to be in the room with Adam when he's negotiating with someone.
Yeah.
It's so uncomfortable. and brilliant at the same time. Yeah. Like, I'm a good closer. I know I'm a good closer. But if I sit in a room with him negotiating, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. And it's really cool to be around. Very, very growth-minded and incredibly resilient. So he can come across as like stubborn or whatever, but he is one of the most growth-minded people I know. And he's got such a big heart that and he never, his charity or how giving he is something he doesn't ever talk about, that you find out about. You'll find out about it either through a side conversation or something. And you're like, you did that? I mean, like buying gifts for kids on Christmas that need gifts, or supporting friends children to go through school and stuff like. He just talk about it. So that's just that's Adam. It's just for me to be with these guys. Like, I can't even believe I'm here. Yeah. So it's just been it's an incredible blessing. So, and looking forward, I'm like, I don't know why or how, but I'm just grateful to be here.
I think it's such a disadvantage to go last, dude. I'm all emotional. I wish I would have went first now, dude. I wasn't so emotional going into this. I'll start with Doug. So we did this, right? So I talked for a long time. I'm sure Dylan's like, shit, we're gonna have to edit all of Adam's, because Adam went on forever about all of these guys, because I got so much love for all of them. And we're all so different, dude. I think that's the part that still trips me out, is to, we really don't hang a lot outside of here. A lot of people think that like we're like best of buds and we go hang out every weekend together. We rarely ever do stuff together outside of here, but yet we are so bonded and tight in here. And so it's such a unique, special friendship and bond and partnership that we have. And Doug for sure is, we call him Master Splinter, Ninja Turtle reference, So he's wise. He's unbelievably humble. He could work in that position with the three of us. Any other personality would have never have worked with us. He allows us to be ourselves, and like the guy said, but yet still quietly steers. And so, and he's also, Doug early on was the guy who, because my brain goes at 2-3 in the morning. I could text him and he's working too. Like he just quietly behind the scene manages and handles so much of the things that Sal, Justin, and I do not like. So an operation does not grow to this size unless you have a man like that is, and he'll do it. Like he just would put his head down and doesn't need to tell anybody what he's doing, doesn't need accolades for it, doesn't talk about it and stuff like that. But I know the amount of work it takes to manage all the operations of something that runs this big. And I couldn't do it. I could not, there's no way I could do it without him. So I lean on him so much for Sal brought up me being the gas and kind of steering the ship. Like I couldn't do it without navigating with him. It'd be impossible. So, and only his personality works with us. No other person I would have. He just has this gift to be able to quietly lead like that. Justin and I go back a really long time. One of my favorite things to share about Justin, the many things, but like one of my favorite is like I remember when he used to work for me, and I tell anybody like, and I remember telling these guys, it's like, you don't have to ever tell Justin like he fucked up or he shouldn't have done this. Like he is so critical of himself that you just let him be, and he just will go do the work, and he doesn't want credit for it. He doesn't need to be the guy. He's unbelievably confident and humble, has incredibly strong integrity, and doesn't need anyone to tell him. And he'll just, I don't need to be the main guy. He can take the jokes of, he's the other guy, but it doesn't work if you don't have a guy that's willing to take the bullets, to do all the hard work and not, you get me emotional.
Yeah.
Damn it, Roxanne.
Sorry. Not sorry.
Then you go and I'm going to go. And then he's going to go.
Stop it.
I'll gather myself. Hold on. I'll gather myself. So that's Justin. If I keep talking about Justin, I'm going to cry my ass off. But there's a reason why we have a brotherhood, right? So him and I go back almost 20 years now. So Sal is most like me and so different than me at the same time. So we talk about that we clash. That's because we have very strong personalities, right? If you listen to the podcast, there's a good chance if you really like me, you don't like Sal. If you like Sal, you don't like me. We tend to, or there's obviously the fans that love everybody and appreciate the dynamic, but we tend to divide the audience. It's like you either like my style or you like Sal's style of whatever, and but that we share that strong personality, and I love that about him. And something that I'll echo that the guy said that is just understated about Sal is like he's the mother of the group. He truly is, like, of the entire company. So like he is the person who will
call you if something's going on in your family. And he does that with every single person in here. So he has this huge warm heart. This is also why when I get really defensive when people think he's like this cocky, arrogant dude.
Oh, man.
Shouldn't have went last.
Yeah.
Going last, you guys got me all
Would have been me. No, it's you.
I do. I get really defensive when people think he's this cocky guy, and I'm like, dude, you have no idea. He's probably the most humble person and loving.
Yeah.
Boy, that 10 years, man.
Yeah.
He's so talented, dude. The fact that, what I love and pisses me off at the same time is this guy has the ability to read something one time and then he could go teach it like a professor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Yes.
It's
Where
unreal.
my dumbass has to read it 4 or 5 times, fuck it up 6 times saying it, go back and do it, and then maybe I can somewhat present it. Sal can like go through something and like teach it as if he'd been teaching it for 10 years. It is the most crazy gift, and to watch it every day, and he can come to work, have stuff going on with family or a death in the family, stuff like that, and lights go on, cameras hit, and he can turn that side on. It's so impressive. It doesn't work. This doesn't happen without him. He's I always think of all of us like this basketball team or whatever, and like, it's a championship team that he's the star player. There's no way it exists. There's no way I can't do it without any of them, but like he's definitely that guy, and he carries it. He takes that in such a humble way. Like he doesn't want the attention. Of all of us, he's the most private, wants the least amount of fame and attention from it, yet he carries the most amount of it because we send him out to talk on all the podcasts, to stand up on front of the stages, to write the book, to be that guy. And so, nobody could be better at doing that. And he does it with humility, grace, talent. So cool to see. But yeah, obviously I love all these guys.
Yep.
I want to clap. I want to cry. Fucking
So mad you got me.
No, that was so special. It's so special. You guys are absolutely extraordinary. Doug, I know you don't. Do you have a mic?
I have a mic. I don't have a camera.
Oh,
Fortunately, I do not have a
do you
camera.
want to be Oz and just speak it?
I could speak from the great beyond.
Good. I'm so glad you made Doug go last.
Oh yeah, so yeah. I thought I was going to get out of this. But the good news is I do not have a camera.
He's going to get all of us.
He's a great Oz.
So it's so funny because when we recorded for the 10-year anniversary video, I went last, I think. And I did my thing. And then afterwards, Danny, who was filming this, she said, you guys said so many of the same things. Yeah. So, I'm just really following up with what everybody else said. And a lot of it's like ditto. That'd be my answer. But I'll go around quickly and potentially say something a little fresh from my perspective. Justin in particular. Again, I relate to Justin a lot. And again, Justin is a super solid guy. But one of the things I appreciate about him a lot is his creativity. He's artistic and a bit of a nerd, but that's good. I love it, because I was always kind of a nerdy, artistic kid, and I can really relate. He's a musician. He has a great eye for design. He's funny. He has a great sense of humor. And so certainly, Justin, even though he is quiet, and I think it took me a while to get to know him. The more I know him, the more I say, boy, I really relate to this guy. He feels like definitely we have that bond together. Sal, it's been said more than once here, is Sal. He does have that fatherly. You called him mother, but I call him father.
Because it's so sweet. That's why it's less fatherly. It's less domineering, alpha. It's very feminine. He's got a very, call me, hey, you okay? I know you were kind of coughing earlier today. Make sure you take this and take that. That's motherly to me, bro. That's not fatherly. Fatherly is more like, get up.
You'll be all right.
Yeah. No, so I really admire that. And it's something I actually aspire to have more of is this like empathetic side.
Yes.
So I knew Sal obviously because I hired him as my personal trainer, and I started working with this guy, and I said, this guy what's he doing in the small studio in Los Gatos, right? This guy needs to get his voice out there. I mean, when I came into his private studio the first time, this guy, he's, dressed in his uniform, with his clipboard, very professional. And then as time went on, I really got to see, obviously, his vast amount of knowledge and his ability to communicate and remember jokes. The dude can come off with so many jokes that, how do you remember that stuff, But just really multifaceted in his abilities. So, Adam, I'm going to kind of echo what Justin said. And I admire it as much as it can be frustrating. I so admire the ability to be ultra direct and to tell people exactly what you're thinking, because I'm one to kind of like, be the diplomat, yet get away with it. I mean, it's because he's so honest. People's like, well, shit. I mean, he said it. And it's like, it must be true because he's just such an honest personality and way of approaching things. And so, I mean, I so admire that. And it's something I've actually been working to get better at. And then this company, his ability to oversee everything, as he is our CEO, and he is rightfully so. I don't think any of the rest of us want that title. He has his fingers on the pulse of everything. And sometimes it's almost annoying because he'll bring up something and it's like, oh shit, I forgot about that. How did you remember that? And it's very impressive, but I would, want nobody else other than him to do that.
There it is.
Amazing.
Yep. Thank you.
I'm not even gonna clap. Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap.
No more
this
crying
out.
shit, dude. Come on. It's enough of the emotional stuff. Come on.
That's a huge one for me, by the way.
How would you feel if one of them died?
And which one first?
Well, wait, when's the actual celebration of?
So it's December 7th, or
I think the 5th.
yeah, the 5th is when the
Okay.
video will be up. When we'll play it for our staff and everything like that. So every year we have a big Christmas party, which is also like our annual party.
Yeah.
5th, Doug, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's correct.
And because it's our 10-year, I know our team is working on like a really cool coffee table book of all the photos of everything for 10
Amazing.
years. All the editing team pulled each of us aside, and we've created some content about each other, but no one has spoke that. So maybe you got some of those tears out that because I'm sure it will be flowing.
I'm still gonna
at
cry.
the party.
I'm still gonna cry.
So on the spot, that was even harder, with them because it was easy
Also
with them not
liquid
in the room.
courage.
I think them being in the
Oh,
room
yeah.
brought more emotion and stuff because I didn't cry. I said all that stuff before, but you pulled the
I
emotion
did.
out
I
of
cried
me.
on video.
Did you?
Oh, you did?
Oh, of course you did. See, of course the mother did. Of course the mother did. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's it.
I love it.
got a
Well,
few
10
over here.
years. So here's my two final questions. The first one is, can we fucking do this again?
Yeah.
Because I have so many more questions.
Sure.
You guys are the shit.
Thank you.
Truly so special to be here with all of you. The other question, the final question is 10 years from now, where do you hope to be? Where do you, yeah.
I think right now the mission is the trainer side. I think there is a possibility we can have 50 to 100 badass personal trainers underneath us.
Yeah.
And we all, one of the things also that we had in common, we didn't touch on this, is we all came from 24-hour fitness.
Oh.
And we all were a part of like the early days. And as much as we'd rather be here and love what we do, there was like an energy about like that company when we were there that was really fun, that we all share stories about the good old days of some of the stuff we used to do. And so I think that we all share a similar vision of implementing some of that stuff like within our own company. And we just never had the size to make sense to do that. And we're going to be there in the next year. And so I think 10 years from now, 50 to 80 employees and a really cool like event. Like I think that'll be, that's kind of what I see. I think we all think at one point, I don't know if it's in 10 years or not, that the podcast is a little less volume or frequency, I should say.
We'll still do this.
We'll do this till
it'll be
we're-
like 3 episodes a week.
I think we all agree we do this till we're 80. But I think to do everything else that we do,
Viagra
plus
pump.
also create
serious.
I mean, you understand what it takes to come up and do episode. Like we pump out 5 a week on top of everything else we do.
Heavy.
And so I think that in a perfect sweet spot, it would be like 2 or 3, and then really grow the in-person side. So that's what I see.
No, 100%. I'd
Yeah.
love to have the first like national coaching brand or company. There is no really representative company out there for what it could be like. So
Yeah.
I'd like that. I'd like the standard. Love to create the standard.
We love
of what
being
it means.
Mavericks.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
You are.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. It's a mind pump movement. For sure.
I hope.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Well, I mean, yeah. I'm stating it. For
go.
sure.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, have you back on in 10 years and see if it's.
Fuck yeah.
We'll see what
We'll have
that
it
looks
before. We'll
like.
do that before. We'll do it before that.
For sure.
For sure.
Justin?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about the trainer side just as much as they are. And then,
Yeah.
we'd flirted around with the idea of like having a gym physically.
God, I want a gym.
But the thing that's cool is like we get into something and we figure out what's working, and then what's working. It's all kind of remote. It's very small right now, but like I can't help but then see this
bigness.
grow and
Yeah.
like where's this like times 10, and I do potentially see it maybe having a few locations that are actually physical. So who knows? I mean, obviously that's something we joked about in the beginning. Is like you might as well own a bar at that point, because it's not something
Gyms
that
are
was
not
on our
great
radar.
ways to make money, but
it's not.
Maybe
but,
it's a combined.
But it'd be fun to show
it would
up
be fun,
to my
or
gym.
at least a big ass headquarters somewhere. I think
Yeah.
that would be fun, and just a whole fleet of trainers that we get to just talk to, pump up, motivate, teach, and just send them off to the world to do the good deeds.
Well, I really believe because you guys were such legit contributors, like you were truly making a fucking difference in life, in this world, that you are supported from the highest, and certainly over here. So thank you so much for making time. This has been so deeply special and truly an honor to be with all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be
Yeah,
continued.
Yeah, it's fun.
Awesome.